The Pulse of Spokane is a broad show that showcases many different things in our community, sponsored by Local 29 Firefighters Union, Well Dressed Walrus, and Homes for You. Well, welcome to Pulse. It's March 10th. It's Election Day here in the state of Washington, or sometimes known as the state of confusion, but we won't go there today. Got a couple of great guests. In fact, all week we have wonderful guests on the Pulse. Today it's Tabitha Kraack from the North Idaho Centennial Trail. Did I get that correct?
Yes.
All right. We've been calling it the Coeur d'Alene, but then it leaves out Post Falls and State Line and so forth, and we don't want to irritate them, that's for sure. Scott Kneeshaw from Scott Graphics. Scott, I've known Scott for years. He's a great graphic artist and creative person, has done a lot of the logos that you'll see around our area and even regional. And then Eddie Wood is going to talk about his personal challenge with childhood cancer and an organization he's working with. Next on the Pulse of Spokane.
Today, Spokane's going to be mostly cloudy with a high of 51, while this week looks to be mostly sunny, while this weekend will bring some snow. Tonight will be mostly cloudy skies with a low of 36. Today, Coeur d'Alene's weather will be mostly cloudy with a high of 50 and a low of 30. Today, Cheney will be mostly cloudy with a high of 50 and a low of 38.
We believe every person is created in the image of God, with immeasurable beauty and worth, that people should not be defined by their present condition or past mistakes. We are all broken. We need each other. Healing for our brokenness begins with connection, with understanding how much we are loved by a good God. And with healing comes change, the potential for joy and meaning. No one was created for mere survival on the streets, for an existence blurred by mind-numbing substances. Each person is created with a purpose, a unique gift no one else can offer the world. Our job is to help them rediscover it. Real people, real change. Union Gospel Mission.
Welcome to Apex Plaza, Spokane's one-stop cannabis destination. Apex Cannabis features thousands of economy, value, and luxury cannabis products. Cannagear features hemp-based CBD products, glass, goods, and gear. Stop by 1325 North Division to experience the Apex difference.
This product has intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming. Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug. There may be health risk associated with the consumption of this product. For use only by adults 21 and older. Keep out of the reach of children.
The economy is getting stronger. Banks are lending again, and interest rates are at historic lows. Now is a great time to buy your dream home. The caring and knowledgeable professionals at Homes for You have been helping people just like you for over 20 years. They take the time to listen to what you want and will help you find just the right home in Washington or Idaho. Real estate is what we do at Homes for You, 928-5782, or visit online at homes4uspokane.com.
Hi, this is Kurt Stockwell with Well Dressed Walrus. We are a local website design and development company here in Spokane. What we do is build beautiful, usable websites for local businesses. A website needs to be beautiful, it needs to be usable for your users, your customers, and yourself. Contact us anytime. We'd love to talk with you about your online marketing.
Well, welcome back. Tabitha, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
Now, you've got to tell me, you're with the North Idaho Centennial Trail.
Yep, and it's the foundation.
Okay.
Yep.
And you obviously took the trail in today all the way from Coeur d'Alene,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
Got on my bike, my heels.
Put on your winter jacket.
Yep.
Yeah, have you heard that we're going to maybe get some snow by the end of the week?
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess we'll be skiing
Well,
again.
no, I guess you hadn't the way you responded. Tell me about the Centennial Trail, because I know all about it here in Spokane.
Right.
And helped them with some things, 20, 25 years ago or so. But it all goes all the way through, and I think it even goes on Lake Coeur d'Alene a bit, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 23 miles from end to end. So
Okay.
we start at Higgins Point,
Okay.
like little boat launch out there.
Okay.
And then it goes all the way to State Line.
Okay.
So it passes through Coeur d'Alene,
Right.
part of Kootenai County and Parks,
Right.
and then Post Falls, and then to State Line.
Right.
And exciting, we are turning 30 years old.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's our 30th anniversary.
Okay, so
2020.
I wonder how old the Centennial Trail is in Spokane.
31 years old.
31,
Yeah,
okay,
so they're
okay.
a year before us. So
Okay.
it's 89 and we
I
were
knew
90.
it was close, but I didn't know exactly. So,
Yeah,
wow.
so we have a bunch of parties happening this year, celebrations.
Right.
It's going to be a good year.
Yeah. What's it like on the Centennial Trail in the Coeur d'Alene area? Post Falls area?
It's beautiful. I mean, obviously we're supposed to say this, but we did a huge economic study on the Centennial Trail in 2018.
Okay.
We got all the results last year to find out how much revenue the trail is bringing in, what the trail brings to our community more than just this beautiful piece of pavement that goes from one end to another.
What are some of the benefits there?
So we actually, there's about 400,000 people that use the Centennial Trail
Really?
in North Idaho
Okay.
each year. And we're bringing about $3 million of new money into the community.
Really?
Because of our events. We have like our quarterly marathon.
Yes.
And then there's like Ales for the Trail. We have our events, but there's a lot of small like 5Ks and races.
Right.
And
A lot of
things.
organizations using the
Exactly.
trail, too.
But then there's people flying here, coming from other countries
Really?
just to use our trail.
Oh, wow.
And they stay at different hotels.
Yeah.
They're definitely pouring their money and their time and
Right.
visiting Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls.
Right. What's the one thing you keep hearing from everybody?
Ooh, for about the trail, that it's a nonprofit.
Okay.
No one understands. They think that it's all government and
Yeah.
state. And we're lucky. I mean, I'm so grateful. We have a thing called the Joint Powers Board,
Okay.
which is Kootenai County, Post Falls, and Coeur d'Alene. And they come together, I think once a month, and they talk about what's going on, but they help take care of the trail. Like with a nonprofit, we can't do it all.
No.
So help seal coating it, maintenance.
Right.
My board is amazing. Help me fix the signs, those kind of things as well.
Right. So, in addition to the Centennial Trail, you do some other things too, don't
I
you?
do. I keep
you're
very
one of
busy.
these trying to keep it in the balls in the air, and
I love it though.
Yeah.
So I do public relations on the side.
Okay.
So I do like promoting speakers, authors,
Okay.
or other organizations. Then I also get hired to do like nonprofit events where I
Okay.
bring in sponsors.
Right.
Like this Friday, I do a 12-hour cycling event.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's 12 hours of indoor cycling at Peak and Coeur d'Alene.
Okay.
So you have these bikes and someone's riding every hour.
Okay.
And we're raising money for first responders in Kootenai County.
Oh, good. That's important.
Yeah, so
That
I don't know
really
if you
is.
know about the officer that was shot last week.
I heard about it.
Yeah, in
Yes.
Post Falls. So
Right.
this kind of money, we raise this money not only to help take care of these people,
Right.
firefighters, law enforcement, but it's to help take care of their families.
Yes,
And
yes.
time of need. So
And that's important. And I've got a friend who's here with the firefighters union in Spokane, and he sat across from my desk a year ago or so, and I looked at him and said, "You know, you've got me, don't you?" Meaning, whatever you want. Well, the fact is, my son is a civilian firefighter out at Fairchild.
That's awesome.
So I understand what it's like.
It
and,
is,
and
yeah.
he tells me the stories and all that goes on, and it's more than just physical. It's the PTSD, all of that. And in fact, my son says the old thing is just you put up with it and live with it.
That's true.
And in his case, he's seen several people die.
Oh, yeah.
And the first one there and have died, and that's got to affect you.
It does. It's
Yeah.
the stuff that comes with it too. Is so that and it is part of this foundation will take care of someone that needs to get
Yes.
to counseling. Or my mom's a police officer in the
Yes.
city of Coeur d'Alene, so
Okay. Well, you
that's
know
why
all about it.
That's why it's near and dear to my
How
heart.
can let's talk about that for a second. Can people still sign up?
Yep, people
Okay.
can sign up.
How do they do
sponsor.
that?
They can just get a hold of me.
Oh, okay.
Just call. Or I can.
So you just call Tabitha?
Yep.
Like that, and you
if
answer?
you want, if you need to.
Okay.
I mean, you can email me at tabitha@nictf.org.
Okay.
To get involved, but there's writing spots still. There's a silent auction.
Okay.
And then we have themes every hour.
Yeah.
We do have a spin instructor that's a firefighter.
Okay.
It's going to be very interesting. He's going to be in like very tight clothes, wig, and going to instruct a class.
Oh boy. Okay.
But we have like Cosmic Cowboy, Olive Garden, Domino's. All these people are bringing food in. We got the beer, the whole thing, beer garden.
Yeah.
Live music at night.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, let's raise a lot of money for that, because around here we love our veterans and we love our first responders, and we say yes to just about everything because they're such an important part of our lives, and do things every day like your mom and so forth that they just don't get recognized for walking out in the morning and hopefully coming back safe every night.
I can't even talk about it sometimes. My mom retires in a year and a half, and I am so excited. Because I get that feeling of like, it's true. We don't know if they're coming home.
No, you don't.
You hear something on the news.
And they're out there for us, protecting us.
So that we can sleep safely at night.
Thank your mom.
I will.
Okay. What else are you up to these days?
So I'm also the Centennial Trail. Just one of our board members wrote a book about 30 years of the Centennial Trail. So we're out promoting this book. All the proceeds go back to the Centennial Trail. It's $15. You can pick one at the chamber, but if you want them mailed to you, we can get that sent to us too. But yeah.
So again, how do they reach you?
Tabitha at nictf.org.
Okay. All right.
If you need anything, yeah.
Yeah. Are you one of these who's constantly on your phone?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the 21st century.
Right. And everyone's like, my brothers give me a hard time. They're like, oh, you're on your phone. I'm like, I'm making money right now. Like, this is how we do it. And like, you can be anywhere.
Okay. I got to ask you, are you one that when someone calls you, you go, why couldn't you have texted me?
No, I actually love phone conversations.
Okay.
I love phone conversations. I do. Because sometimes it gets done quicker.
Yeah.
Because then you're reading between the lines.
No, I know. Or you're trying to figure out what they're really saying.
What did you mean? Or that voice text it. And it's,
yeah. Well, Tabitha, thank you for all you're doing.
Thank you.
We'll follow what's going on. And
please do.
And I think you and I talked about the fact that we now have North Idaho Talks.
I'm so excited.
And we actually have a couple of sponsors from over there and so forth. And that website is starting to populate now as we put more programs in. And we intend to be involved in North Idaho.
Well, let me know what I can do. I would love to help.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. And we come back, we're going to talk to my friend Scott Kneeshaw right after this.
Well, this is Looms Day in Spokane. We got about 40 firefighters and their friends and family handing out 40,000 cups of water as the day goes by.
It's a very good opportunity to see the public and support them and help them out and cheer them on during Blooms Day.
It's one of the best things about Spokane is that we have these major events and the whole community comes together not just to participate but to volunteer and show that they really care about our city and making our city look great.
This type of an event really is emblematic of Spokane because so many people get involved. We have 50,000 people probably running this race. Always has been a very huge event.
Right now we're at the corner of Broadway and Nettleton. It's the last water station before the finish, so people are pretty much dehydrated by the time they get to us. They really need our water.
The water stations are a vital part, especially on warm days like today. It's real important that we have the volunteers to help with that. Without the volunteers, Blooms Day wouldn't exist.
All up and down the course, there are people that are involved in this celebration. It really is a celebration of what Spokane's all about.
I'm Nikki Butler, and I'm a regional manager for STCU. My lunch buddy is Nicole.
I'm Brandy Schloss. I'm a regional manager at STCU. My lunch buddy is Angelina. She's grown up with me. I've grown up with her. To see her graduate will be a lot of fun.
Brandy and I have been lunch buddies since the girls were in 2nd grade. It's great that STCU provides me with the opportunity to be part of Reach for the Future. We are committed to the children. We're committed to our community. I'm Nikki.
I'm Brandy.
And STCU is here for good.
This is River Ridge Frame Shop, called Frame It Today, where we can take your art, customize it, and get it ready to hang on the wall. Here at River Ridge Hardware, 2803 West Garland.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
Well, welcome back. It's fun to have Scott Kneeshaw here because I'm trying to think, has it been 25 or 30 years, something like that we've known each other?
I celebrate my 25-year anniversary 1st of June, so it's been at least 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
Probably more.
Okay, yeah. So how are you?
I am well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember the day you were down on Sprague Avenue. You were in the office next to Ed Clark, matter of fact.
That's
that
right.
goes back.
That's
I think,
right, yeah.
Is Ed still there?
He is still there,
okay,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a few years back, you moved your graphic arts business out to your house. You built a home out in Medical Lake.
Yes.
And why did you do that? Why
Build
work
the house
from home?
or why did I move it home?
Both.
Well, and there's kind of two sides to the story, because when I first started my business, working from home was one of the things that I looked into.
Yeah.
And the word I got back from numerous people was that what that projects is that you aren't doing well enough that you can afford an office. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, and so I went with going with an office.
Right.
And I believe that paid off because people felt you were more professional, you were more capable because of that.
Right.
And so, but up until about, I think it was about 7 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago now, I've kind of lost track, that I moved home. And what happened was, I heard of more and more people doing it. The whole idea of working with someone who worked from their house was becoming more widely accepted.
Exactly.
And then the kind of the final straw was that I checked my calendar, and in the preceding year, I had had less than half a dozen visits to my office of clients.
Well.
And so, because everything I do is
And you can meet them
online.
at a coffee shop or their business.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what I predominantly do.
Right.
And so it just, the expense that was going into keeping the office, just And then I also polled all my clients, and all of them but one said that they thought it was a great idea, and they wondered why I hadn't done it sooner. So
now, unlike me, your wife probably says, "Glad to have you home," instead of "go to the studio," right?
Well, the hard part of it there is that she has to go to work in town, and so she doesn't get to stay home. Although they're starting to do that more, especially in light of current events.
Right,
but,
right. Yeah, welcome to today's, and I see especially younger people and so forth, more of them are liking to do that from home. I don't know how sometimes we track if they're really working, I guess.
Yeah.
We
well,
put a camera on their
office spy on them,
do
little
some
spyware.
Yeah.
Well, and I can't speak for them, but I can speak for me that my productivity went way up.
Did it?
And
okay.
One part of it is because I spend more time working.
I was going to say, because I worked at home too. Do you find yourself going there on hours that clearly you would not have?
Well, I do.
Although I know you took stuff home
Yeah.
when you worked in an office downtown and so forth.
I did.
That you did things, but
I did. Well, and as someone that's self-employed, you respond to the client. What does the client need?
Right.
And if they need something first thing in the morning, and it's 5 o'clock and it's not done, you're not done, and that's just the way it is. You got to keep them happy.
Yeah. Okay. So graphic arts. How did you get into that?
Well, it goes way back.
Okay.
I had an interest in drawing when I was very young.
Okay.
And that's where it started. And then, so I teach at Gonzaga. I was just telling them about this the other day. We're reviewing current design eras, style eras.
Yes.
And one of the eras that we looked at was the 60s, which is when I was a kid. And many of the designs, many of the artists were producing works back then that were for bands and events and had a certain style, and I liked that style, so I started doing lettering that emulated the styles.
Sure. And this is all by hand?
It was all by hand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then so people liked what I did, like my parents. They were involved in organizations in town, so they'd have me do posters. So, and just one thing led to another, and it just kind of became a natural assumption that that's what I would go into when I got out of high school.
And is that what happened?
Well, yes. I didn't go into it right away, but that was the intended direction. I'm also a musician, and I played music professionally for about 4 or 5 years in the Northwest. And then when that burned me out. I decided to go something.
Especially
that was
all the evenings, I would guess sometimes.
Yeah. So I was longing for just a more normal life, and I was actually going to school at the same time. So I was going to school and playing music. But my high school counselor helped steer me in that direction, and it seemed like an area that would never go away. Certainly, it has changed dramatically.
I was going to ask you about the graphic arts, because today, let me just take a guess, more and more of that is via computer, not by hand.
Oh, it's all done by computer. Yeah. Well, there is some work done by hand, but then usually you take.
But I mean, talk about a turn of events.
Yeah. Well, then you scan it and you use it on your computer. You know, and the software is.
When did that start, really?
Well, let's see. I would have to say it probably started in the late '80s.
Okay.
I mean, I went through high school and college, and I never learned how to type, because what would I need it for?
Right.
You know, and then late '80s, I went to work for an ad agency here in Spokane.
Okay.
And about the second year that I was there, we switched over to computers, and so I had to catch up quickly and learn how to type. But on the good side of it, I had a kind of a talent for the computers and how they worked and the software. I picked it up quickly.
Good.
And a lot of
you
it
better. That was the future.
Well, a lot of it was learning
now.
by fire.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you get real good at learning something when you have work that's due in 2 hours. And your job's on the line. And so. So I had some phone numbers of knowledgeable people, and I wore those out while I was going through that.
Tell me about some of your projects now, or recent projects that you've been doing. What kind of projects?
Well, I'm currently working on 2 logos for the county.
Okay.
The Spokane County Emergency Management organization, and then that's going to carry over to the Alert Spokane logo.
Okay.
It looks like that's going to move forward. So,
okay.
Logos are my favorite project.
Yeah.
I really enjoy telling a story in as simple a graphic as possible.
I remember to this day when we did the South Hill Senior Center, and here you have a bunch of retired people who are second-guessing everything in the world, right?
Yeah.
And you presented the first sample of a logo, and everyone went, "Oh my gosh, that's it."
Yeah.
Does that happen very often?
No, I've never had it happen since.
Okay.
And I was actually telling my students about that the other day, and said that if I could have gone out on a high note, I would have retired on the spot.
No kidding.
Because I've never had anything like that
But
again.
you were as surprised as I was.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
I was on such a high for days afterwards.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Because we had all this input, and I don't mean it in a negative way, but second guessing of things as you deal with seniors, and of course I am one now, but I mean, back then and so forth, and I just went, what?
Yeah.
He got approval like that?
Yeah.
That's like unfair.
Well, and the dynamic that we deal with as designers is that the more people who are involved in the approval process, the harder it gets to hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. Do you still charge more for more people having to approve?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Although, I do have a certain dialogue I go through with a client to forewarn them that. Because that group can expand. They can say, well, there's only 2 of us involved in the approval process.
Yeah, but later on it's 20.
Yeah, right, because they
We've
show it to
all been there
kids
for
and
whatever
wives
project.
And yeah. So
how can people get in touch with you? It's Scott Graphics?
Scott Graphics, yes. ScottGraphics.net
is
my website, and that's probably the best way to go.
Yeah,
because it's there. People
Welcome
know
to
where
the
find
21st
it.
century, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to tell folks that are watching that this guy is good, okay? And
Well, thank you.
You've done some good things for us, and so forth, and good to see you.
It's good to see
I don't
you.
think I've seen you except when you were in the other day for a couple of years.
Oh, it's been many
Our
years.
lives get
Yeah.
so busy with grandkids, and you're just a new second-time grandfather, right?
4 weeks ago
4 weeks.
tomorrow. Yeah,
But
we
who's
had
keeping
a
track,
little
right?
Boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had to figure that out beforehand because I knew you would ask.
Of course,
Yeah,
of
so-
course. Is it the best time in life?
Oh, it's
the
great.
grandkids.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually going to drop by there today because it's his mom's birthday today.
Oh,
And
fun.
So
All right.
I'm swinging by there real quick.
Good.
Right away.
Well, hi, Grandpa.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I sure
and
don't feel
all
like
the
one.
grandparents out there will know exactly what we're talking about because you hear that growing up, but until you're there,
Oh, it's
it
like
really
many
does.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
Welcome to a whole new life.
Yeah.
It is so good, and it's fun to spoil them and send them home too.
Well, it sure is.
Okay, it is. All right, thanks,
Okay.
Scott. Good to
All right.
see you. All
All right.
right,
Good to see
We're
you,
going to
Ken.
take a quick break, and we'll come back with Eddie Wood right after this.
Hi, this is Tim Lane with State Farm with your quick winter tip. During the freezing months of winter, protect yourself from an unwanted liability lawsuit. Shovel and de-ice your sidewalks, walkway, and stairs up to your house. Not only is it going to protect and be safe for you and your family, but also visitors and mail and package carriers alike. If guests were to slip and fall on your property, you would be legally liable for their injuries. If you have any coverage questions or would like a second opinion on your insurance, call my team and I at Tim Lane's.
Well, welcome back. We had a little bit of a glitch there in our sending out the video, so glad to have you back. Eddie Wood, you cover so many grounds. We could do like a 2-hour program, couldn't we?
I'm a little busy.
Yeah, a little busy. Okay, let's cover some of the things that you're busy with, and then talk about the cancer thing. But tell me about all that's on your list.
Well,
I'll reach over and tag you when you've run out of time, guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Well, I'm a full-time medical device rep for Medtronic in their ENT division, so the ear, nose, and throat. So a lot of head and neck surgery.
Okay.
Actually, I'm in a couple of surgeries tomorrow in Wenatchee. I cover half the state of Washington.
Oh, wow.
So move around for Medtronic, and I've done medical sales since about 2000.
Okay.
People always kind of ask like, how do I recognize you, or why do you look familiar? I started my career after graduating in Gonzaga as the public relations director for the Spokane Chiefs.
Okay.
So I was the on-ice host there.
Okay.
But then I moved into the last decade. I've been the color commentator.
You'll need to take notes, folks. Okay.
Yeah. I've done color commentary for motorcycle racing in Spokane on SWX now for 10 years with Trip Rogers, and I've done that. So flat track, motocross racing. And then I'm also an MC for Entertainment Warehouse locally in town.
Okay.
And so I've MC'd a lot of corporate events, a lot of Christmas parties. And then for the last 10 years, I've also been on the board of directors for American Childhood Cancer Organization here in the Northwest, here based in Spokane.
What do you do in your spare time?
Yeah, I have a wife and 3 teenage daughters.
I was going to.
That's a little busy too.
I was going to mention that, especially with the daughters. Are they getting close to high school, college?
They're all in high school.
Oh,
so there's its own little program going. So I've got 3 daughters at Meade. Allie, Caitlin, and Shannon are at Meade High School.
Okay.
One's a senior, and then we have fraternal twins that are sophomores there. So busy.
Fun, absolutely.
Well, my wife's a real estate broker as well, so the real estate market's been crazy.
Yes, it has. And in that job, you can be on Friday and not know what your weekend's like and lose the whole weekend showing people and all that.
Especially the way it's been the last couple years.
So do you leave notes for each other, or you send texts?
It's the texting.
Do you communicate?
We have a text ring that says FAM. We've got a calendar that's getting written on every day.
I'll bet.
But it's a lot of texting and organization and of who's going where and when and how.
And the older girl, she's driving now?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
that
helps.
adds.
That helps a lot.
Yeah, it adds good and bad, doesn't it?
It's a little stressful, but it does nice when she can chauffeur people around.
Right, absolutely. Tell me about your involvement with this cancer organization, because it comes from experience, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Talk about that story.
Yeah, there's a lot of people involved with it really have dealt with cancer personally on the childhood side. I dealt with it as a 7-year-old. I was diagnosed with stage 4 rhabdomyosarcoma.
Now, stage 4 is not a good thing.
And that's when it spread, and it spread to major organs kind of situation. So I had a softball-sized tumor that originated in my prostate, but then I had 22 golf ball-sized tumors on my lungs where it spread. So I had, I guess, 11 tumors on each rib, on each side. Yeah. So you caught it kind of late, but you're not symptomatic until it's all of a sudden an issue.
That point, yes.
And so then I did 2 years of chemotherapy and 6 weeks of radiation to get started. And geez, that was 7 to 9. I'm 46 years old now, so it's a success story of being able to fight my way through it. And then here locally, about a decade ago, I was dealing with a family that I knew from my daughter's elementary school, where they had some children that both their daughters had the same type of genetic cancer.
No.
So we went through a fundraiser there, and I met the Acoin people. And Acoin is a organization that is committed exclusively to helping children aged 0 to 18 fight cancer in their family in every aspect, really. It's pretty elaborate, the amount of help that we can give. And it was an organization that was really great for me to find, because you're always, as a survivor, you're looking at what can I do to give back.
Exactly.
When you're not doing anything, it has a real empty feeling of, I should be doing something. I know there's an organization I can get involved with.
I know the story.
I got to find it. And I found it with them.
Good.
And it's been a great help for me just personally, but also to give back to that community where there's so many new diagnoses every week, relapses. I mean, that we're getting 1 to 2 diagnoses a week that we see, relapses all the time. We've got some good partners in the Spokane community, with Andrew Rippon Foundation that's come underneath Community Cancer Fund. The CCF has been a great sponsor for us and supporter. Wells Fargo donates our office. They've been a sponsor of our auction dinner coming up as well. And so we've had some great sponsors that help us. We're always looking for more. Obviously, we need help. Because the organization continually grows every year.
Unfortunately, there's more need.
We stick with them. We don't. Once they're done with their treatment, and if they can survive it and fight their way through it and get through it, they're still part of our family forever. And they come back to our Christmas party and our functions.
Oh, good.
And we stay connected with them for as long as we can.
Yeah, because they've got good advice, if nothing else, to tell others and so forth.
It's great for the other families that are in the fight to see another person that's come out the other side and be able to talk with those parents and those siblings and to look at another kid that was in their same situation where that was so precarious and scary, to now be in a situation where you're worried it's coming back.
Right.
But at least you've made it through.
Do you worry about that?
I did for a long time when I first got done with the treatment. And I lived my life in a way that was real highly active because of it. I mean, it was experiencing everything I could, from motorcycles to skiing to water sports it was to the extreme, which I think made my mom a little nervous all the time. But you wanted to just live life and have experiences as much as you could. And now as you get older, I mean, you still, it's cancer's in everybody's mind. Everybody gets touched by it at some point, either young or old, with somebody you know or personally. And so it's always there, and I think it helps shape your perspective on making sure that you're hopefully living your life to the fullest of what you want to do and enjoying what you do.
You said an auction. When is it coming up?
Yeah, we have that coming at the end of April. So Friday, April 24th at the Davenport Grand. It's our annual silent and live auction. We've had great support from KXLY in the past.
Good.
Great television personalities have always been emceeing it for us. Mark Peterson's been great for us there. And so that's coming up at the Grand, and we're looking for another 400-person auction event. It's really grown on the attendance of it over the years, and we're really thankful for the Spokane support to come out and help such a great cause.
Okay, so how can people learn more and get information on the auction and so forth? Let's shove them your way.
Our executive director, Sarah Brown, does a great job of promoting things and keeping people up to date on what we're doing on Facebook. Just if you go to Facebook and go ACC OIN, a coin. It used to be candlelighters, like I said. So that's a thing where people were familiar with. There was a transition from candlelighters to a coin, but that is easy. And then if you just Google a coin, ACCOIN, and you're going to find
Welcome to today, right?
It's all right there.
You can find everything on Google, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. The other thing I hear from my tech staff is, well, Kent, there's a YouTube video to tell you how to do everything too.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, and I'm trying to go back to an old textbook or something and just go to the internet.
It's on the internet, and we're heavy on Facebook as far as updates and what's going on there. There's a lot of ways for people to get involved if they'd like to become a volunteer, and we'd love to have people come to our auction.
Well, you're right about everybody is affected one way or the other with cancer. I've had a couple of skin cancers from growing up in Southern California and a little bit too much sun. Back in the days when you put baby oil on and went and got burned, because when you come back from spring break, you wanted to show that you were bright red, because everyone else was either at the beach or Palm Springs, right?
Not the way to do it.
Not the way to do it. And so, so we're all affected one way or the other. And so, great organization. Thank you for what you're doing.
Happy to help.
Important. Hey, thanks for watching today. Watch this week. We've got programs on Tuesday and Wednesday. On Wednesday and Thursday as well. Have a great week, everybody. See you next week.
Here at River Ridge Hardware Garden Center, where we have all the plants and flowers that will spruce up your yard, from the lilacs for Spokane's Lilac City to awesome hanging baskets and pots that you can actually put the hanging baskets in. Here at River Ridge Hardware, we want to help you set up your landscape needs. Neighbors helping neighbors at River Ridge Hardware.
Welcome to Tom Sawyer Country Coffee.
Tom Sawyer Country Coffee only roasts the finest organic coffee for our signature blends. Enjoy a cup at our coffee shop and local businesses and organizations across the region.
I'm Tom Sawyer, and we choose the Pacific Northwest.
Join us at Paint Night, where you release your inner artist, hosting events in Spokane and surrounding areas. We are the party on wheels and can come to your choice of locations. We specialize in private events, corporate team building, and fundraisers. We are the original Paint Night and want you to join in the fun. Check us out at
Thanks for watching. Ask the host a question, recommend a guest, or check out any of our other programs on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com. Sponsored by Local 29 Firefighters Union, Well Dressed Walrus, and Homes for You.